Hi, this is Mr. Payton. Welcome to Standing on Their Shoulders. In this episode, I want to focus on the reason for even needing a sense of Black history or why it's important to me. I don't pretend to know why every single African American in the United States wants to have a Black History Month or why they even think there needs to be a specific topic called Black history. But I can tell you why it's important for me. Um, the first thing is that when I was younger, whether it was in class learning about history or watching a documentary on PBS or something like that, I just remember seeing a lot of historical facts, a lot of different presentations, and then like the only thing about African Americans would be like slavery or something, or possibly even the civil rights movement. And as I went through schooling, as I grew as a person, I began to understand why it was necessary to have Black history for me. And one of the main reasons is it gave me a sense of identity. Um, as a human being, a lot of what I know about who I am comes from my religious background. I was raised in the Pentecostal church, and so my thought process about who I was very much so a spiritual thing. But then in my everyday dealings, I just kind of was like, well, what does it mean to be Black? Because for a lot of people who are outside of the Black experience, you might think, well, just kind of lean on what you know about Africa and kind of mix that in with America and you should be fine. And it's not nearly that simple. I don't think anyone believes that it is, but just wanted to make that clear. And so that's the first thing it is. It gave me a sense of identity because then there was this collection of experiences, details, facts, individuals that I could kind of pull from, that which led to the cultural parts of things, the music, the art, and just some of the leaders and contributions that have been made. So once I got that, the next thing I started to learn, particularly when I got into college, was how much diversity there was just within the African American or Black experience. So I would have to say, if I was to characterize myself, I would say I'm mostly Southern, which means that, my family has Southern roots. Even though my father is from back East, most of my experience was with my mother's family. So, we ate soul food, which is a kind of a Southern thing. When I went to school back East in the New England area. And so I met African Americans there who had a completely different experience. I didn't have a problem with it. I just didn't know that experience existed, so. And a lot of that came through the traditions of like holidays or the way they celebrated things or just some of the common ways that we communicated, the games we played, all that kind of stuff mattered. And so that was the second part of it, is that, man, there was so much diversity within the Black experience. And that was really exciting for me. The final piece for me in terms of the need for Black history was just feeling accepted by something. So often it felt like, whether it was in school, in sports, or just in everyday experience, that being Black was kind of like an afterthought. It was something that had to be added in. It wasn't part of just the mix of things. It wasn't part of the everyday complexity. To me, the only time I felt like I was really being included is when I heard things that had to do with quote unquote Black history. And so, of course, there's been a lot of people who are very progressive who say we don't need a Black History Month. It should just be weaved into everything. Some people go on the other side of it and have been more radical and say, well, I don't want Black history at all because it's not being done right. And I don't feel the need to polarize myself on one end of those spectrums at all. I just know that for me, it's important to know that there is a collection of information. And it's far from perfect. It's far from comprehensive. But I like that there is a starting point when it comes to that. As I move forward with these episodes, what I'd like to try to highlight is that I have my own personal experience. As an African American male who lives in the greater Phoenix area in Arizona, my experience is one. What I hope, again, is that this video or a comment that someone has made about this video starts a conversation for both African Americans as well as people who are not African American, so that we can begin to start to, again, integrate the Black experience into everything, not just the Black History Month, not just paraphernalia or memorabilia that outline a few African Americans. Like right now, it's like most people, all they know is Barack Obama and Martin Luther King, and that's a start, but it's not nearly good enough. And so I hope that this episode, talking about why Black history is important for me, will generate some of that conversation. I hope you like this video. I hope you subscribe to the channel, and I hope that this was, if nothing else, instructional for you, and hopefully it was helpful to trying to understand how it is that people experience the United States, America, as an African American or a Black person. Thank you for your time. Have a great day.